Hmm. So, as we discussed, now this router is provided by my internet service provider. Okay, whether it is Act or Airtel, it is irrelevant. But this router will, so via this router I will be able to connect to anything, because this router has a routing table in such a way that it will allow all the outgoing traffic. Okay, by default outgoing traffic will be allowed because you need to connect to the internet, right? But for incoming, no one will be able to connect. You might have noticed, you notice it. Okay, so you install anything in your local machine and try to access by your public IP, you will not be, because that will be banned. So they will not allow any outside traffic to connect to your router. Okay, so same way happens in AWS also. Now coming back to this diagram, what we discussed is locally we are able to connect. Now there is one more EC2 instance. Okay, let me draw two more. So there is one more. Sorry, there is one more. Yeah, there is one more. Now in each subnet, imagine there are 10 servers. But so because of this rule, everyone will be able to communicate with each other. So that is what I have drawn here with the free hand. Okay, so the meaning of this is, yes, the routing table says 10.0.0.0/local, so anyone will be able to communicate with each other, but the power is local. But what if you have to reach outside, or what if somebody has to log into this server, as I am doing by logging in via git bash? How will I do that? So for that we need a external router to connect the internet. So that is called as IGW. That is what? Internet gateway. What is that? Internet gateway. Okay, so this is the symbol of the internet gateway. Okay. Now creation of internet gateway will not suffice the problem. Okay, after creating the internet gateway, you need to attach it to the VPC. So I will attach it to the VPC. What is the first step? First step is to create the internet gateway and attach it to the VPC is the second step. Even then it will not suffice. Why? The reason is you need to make a routing table entry. The routing table entry I am going to make is this one. Destination is 0.0.0.0, that is the address of the internet, and target is IGW. So once you create a IGW, it will have some hexadecimal values like IGW dash 01C D56TG, like this it will have value. So that value, once I add this, of course this will have connect to the internet. Okay, this will connect to the internet. Now internet I am going to symbolize like this. So this will have a connect to the IGW. Okay, and right, so from the laptop, from where? From the laptop I will be able to connect to the so this is my laptop. So what I will do, I will connect to the internet, and from internet I will come to here, because there is a rule. Clear? Any doubt so far? Because these are very, very important for you to troubleshoot the connectivity issues. If you are unable to log in, some blah 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 issues, so you need to understand this architecture, this connectivity structure very well. And of course the VPC is connected, so by default the router will see okay, then it will allow the traffic. Now all these EC2 instances will be able to communicate to the internet. So now let us do this hands on, only then you will understand. So first I will not going to create any NAT gateway. Okay. So first let me create one EC2 instance. Okay, as you can see, there are no EC2 instance. I will choose Amazon Linux 2 AMI, select T2 micro. Okay, and you need to enable this. Okay. Okay, now which VPC we have to select? The production VPC which we created, and which subnet? Subnet 1 I will select. Okay. Now this will be disabled by default, you have to enable it. Okay. And just go to the next step. Add storage and keep everything default. I will name it as IGW. This is the IGW demo. Okay, security group. I am going to create a security group. I will explain what do you mean by security group. Okay, so security group means if you want to connect to this instance from the outside world, for every EC2 there will be an additional layer of security, that is called security group. I will show you in the diagram as well where it lies. Okay, and then review and launch. And you need a key pair also. For every instance you create, in order for you to log in, you need to have a key pair. So I have to select the key pair and launch. Now see here. Okay, of course, now the instance name is IGW. This has a public IP. Perfect, that is totally fine. I have the key pair. Now let us try to log in then. Okay, fine. Now what is the key pair? SSH-I downloads. What is the key pair name? Yeah, micro degree Mumbai. Yes. So yeah, micro degree Mumbai and EC2-user @ yes, this has a public IP. But why I am unable to log in? That is because I have not done this. I have not created this. I have not attached this. I have not created an entry in the routing table. That is why I am not able to log in from my my laptop to the EC2 instance. Even though in the EC2 I have allowed all the security group. Now I will show you what do you mean by security group. This is also very, very important. Now the security groups is additional layer of security which gets attached at the instance level. So now this will be attached to the instance. Now that is why I am putting around the EC2 instance here. Okay, the red means it is some kind of a firewall or a boundary at the instance level. You are getting it? So here in this you are going to add the what I did. So let me copy this routing table again, but this will not be the routing table, this will be security group. Now let me draw here. I don't have space to draw, but I will somewhat make you visible in such a way. Yeah, now this I will put here. Now this is not a routing table, this is a security group. Okay, now if you observe here, go to the security group. See what it say here, security group ID, port range, protocol, source. Okay, so we are going to copy this, okay, so that you understand. Okay, Yeah. See security group ID, security, okay, port range, protocol, source, security groups. Let me delete this. Okay, see what was there? Security group, rule ID, port range, protocol, source, and security groups, right? So security group ID will be this. Okay, yeah. Okay, and now port range will be either 22 or 22 to 24, like that we will mention. But for this example, we have just mentioned 22 because I have launched a Linux machine. Okay, and for us or for anyone to connect to the Linux machine, they will connect to the port 22. So that is why. Okay, and the protocol is SSH and source is 0.0.0.0, that is address of the internet. Okay, and the security groups, like that we will mention. See, means security group means it is a name we are going to create. Okay, clear? For example, that will be launch dash wizard dash 1. Okay, anybody having doubts? Anybody?
No.
Now this security groups, it is attached to this, it is EC2 instance. Means this, please go on mute if you don't have anything to say. Yeah. Okay, so now start. Okay, now this is not required now. Yeah, now this security group, now this EC2 instance will follow this rule. Okay, whenever we launch a EC2 instance, we have to create with the security group, otherwise it will not allow. This is an additional security. See the red dotted line around the EC2 instance. Okay, so now the router is okay. Now what we have done? Yes, now we created a VPC, we attached to the VPC, and we have made an entry in the routing table. Perfect. And we have created a EC2 instance, and we have allowed the port 22 from anywhere. Now if you deny here, if you say, if you don't put any address, if you delete this rule, the traffic will come here, will come here, will come here. See the routing table, it will send here, it will drop here. It will not reach the EC2 instance because there should be a security group rule also. So that is why our environment is going to be very, very strict. You're getting it? Now let me show you in a real hands-on. Okay, now I have created the EC2 instance. Now if you see, it have failed. See, connection to the host is timed out. Yes. So now let me go to the VPC section. Go to the under virtual private cloud. Okay, select internet gateways. By default there will be a internet gateway to all the VPC created. Okay, there will be internet gateway. See, already there is one created, but it is attached to the default VPC which AWS creates, not to our VPC. So now let me create an internet gateway. So I will name it as prod IGW because our production VPC. Create internet gateway. Now first step is over. Now see, it is only prompting us to attach to a VPC. Now select a VPC, prod VPC and attach. So second step is complete. Now what is the third step? Now I have attached to the VPC. Will it work? Let us see. No. It will not take this much time. It will not work because I have not put it in the routing table. Now let me go to the routing table. Which is our routing table? The one which says prod VPC. So that is our routing table. Click here. Go to the route section. Click on edit routes. Add route. Select the address of the internet. Search here. Search for internet gateway. Now this is the prod IDW which I created, and status will be active once I save changes. See, you have successfully created one route for internet. Now let us try to log in. Wow, now I am able to log in. That's all it matters. So this is how, if you want to be a successful cloud engineer or a successful cloud architect, you should start analyzing things. You should know how it works, and you should, your basics. I mean you may think that these are all very basics, but your basics should be strong. Only then the advanced, because there is nothing like advanced topics and all. Once you are thorough with the basics, fundamentals, your any complex things you will do like that. So that is my bet to you. Okay. So now I am inside the EC2 machine. See, now I am able to ping www.google.com. Yes, I am getting the response. See. So this was the concept of internet gateway. Okay. Now I also told you that, okay boss, okay, then what is the use of security group? Now let me go to the security group. If I delete the rule, now I will show it to you in the diagram. Now I will delete this. I will delete this rule. Okay. Now I will delete this tag. Now see what happens. I will not be able to log in to the same instance. See here. See, now I am able to log in. I am checking once again. Now let me show you. I will delete the security group. Let me go to the EC2.
ಸರ್ ಅದು ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಅದು ಯಾವ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಸರ್ ಅದು?
This is git bash. Okay, ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. Okay, now I'll go to the security group. Click on the security group one. Edit inbound rules. Delete and save rules. Okay, remove ಮಾಡಿದೆ rule na. Now you see, gone. So even though you try for a number of hours, I will not be able to log in at all because I have removed the rule. Now what is happening? Come to the diagram. From here it is going to the internet, perfect. It is going to the IJW, perfect. From here it is going to the router, perfect. Router sees the routing table, yes, it is allowed, perfect. It sends to this EC2, but it sees the rule here. Oh, I am not supposed to enter the EC2, so it drops here. So that is what it is happening. Connection, it is timed out. So this is how, this is the way you should analyze the connection. Okay, now one more interesting thing. Now at the time of, now you have understood. Okay, now I will add back the rule. Now I will add back the rule. Now I will show you. Now I will add back the rule. Add rule. Custom TCP, no. I will select SSH. Port number 22. Anywhere. Save rules. Perfect. Now I will be able to log in. See, within fraction of seconds I was able to log in. See, now there is one more important thing you should understand, that when we create a VPC, there is also called as network NACL. We generally call it as a NACL, that is network access control list. What is that? Network access control list. That is a first stage of firewall, okay, at the VPC level. Okay, what it does is this NACL. Okay, so let me label it for you so that you don't get confused. This is NACL, that is network access control list. Okay, but this is what is the, oh sorry, what is this? This is internet gateway. This is internet gateway. Okay, now this also has some rules. Okay, now if you block any traffic here, then even though you allow here, nobody will be able to reach. Okay, now even this has some rules. Okay, but this NACL is little intelligent. What it does is, this has some priority rule number. Let me show you how a NACL will look like. Okay, now let me go to the VPC. Go to the created VPC. Okay, now see here, there is a main network ACL. So this is the ACL I was talking about. This gets created. See how many associated 4 subnets. So all the subnet will follow the same rule. Now see the inbound rule. So in this there is something additional thing here called the rule number. So the lower the rule number, the higher the priority. Now this has allowed. See here, this is allowed. All traffic, all protocol and source is internet, it has allowed. Now star means it is the greater than 100. So that is why it is at the bottom. Now let me edit here. What I will do, I will deny. I will, rather than allow, I will deny here. What I did here, from the diagram, I will deny. So deny for all. Okay, that means this subnet, this subnet, this subnet, this subnet, irrespective of how many number of subnets, will follow all the rules. So no traffic will be able to reach this. That is the meaning of network access control list. Now see here, I was able to log into this. I can't do anything now. See, I was logged in. The moment I enter that role, now see, my connection is blocked. That's it. It's gone now. See, now if I try to log in again, I will not be able to. Why? I have allowed here in the security group. So what? So because the first layer of security is NACL and we have denied for all the subnets. So that is, my friends, NACL is useful if you have some generic IP to be blocked. Okay, you don't want the IP to be entered in all the security group, because security group will be many and there will be different security group for different EC2 instances. So you don't want to keep on adding the rules one by one to all the security groups. If you want to deny, so deny here only. If it is common for all the EC2, then we can deny here itself. So that is what I did now. See here, deny. So both are deny. Now I will again edit. I will allow. Now you see, as I will able to log in. Clear? So this is the overall architecture. This is how in every production, this is how we follow things. Okay, and these are all the very basics. Okay, in interview it is a pakka question. What is the difference between NaCl and security groups? Okay, what is the difference? Can anyone tell me now? The first difference is NaCl acts at the subnet level, because this is at the subnet level, but the security groups acts at the instance level. What? It acts at the instance level. Okay. And what we have covered today, that you should have an internet gateway created, attached to the VPC, and make an entry in the routing table. Only then anybody will be able to connect to the EC2 instance, and anybody from the EC2 instance will be able to connect to the internet. That is all with the internet gateway. Clear? Any doubts? Now you may be thinking, okay, or many of you thinking, what is this black color screen? Okay, I will also explain you this. What is this black screen? See, where are we now? Now, let me clear this. Okay, now we are in India, right? Now we are in, or say Bangalore. This is our PC, this is in Bangalore, B. Of course, this is my router. I will connect to the internet. Fine. Now, the server which is in, this is Mumbai AWS, Mumbai data center. Now, our server will be in any one of the racks. That is fine. Now, I need to connect to this server. Okay. So, to connect to the server, if this is a Linux machine, there is a terminal. Okay. In order for us to connect, there is a terminal called. Okay. And okay, before we come to the terminal, Linux is a command line interface operating system. Okay. Of course, Linux is a very huge and big topic, so that cannot be taught in 1 or 2 days. That itself take several months to master Linux command line. But I am going to teach you the basics once I am done with the VPC basics. Okay. But for now, as you have asked that what was that black screen? If I had to log in from this computer to this server, there is a utility, okay, called MobaXterm or a Git Bash. Okay. Okay. Git Bash means it is a software where from here you can log in via SSH. What is the protocol? That is SSH. So that is this software. It is just like an interface. Okay. So how will you log in? Via this command. Okay, via this command. Don't worry if you don't know anything about the command line basics, or I will teach you. Okay. We are going to take up 1 or 2 days on the Linux basics so that you are perfect. And then we'll start with the automation. Okay. So we need this interface to connect to this server which is in Mumbai data center. Okay. So that is what I was saying. See here, when I say SSH, even though I am in my computer, but logically I have connected. See here, see the date. It is showing UTC, universal, this one, time. Okay. So that is the concept. Now see, now once I exit, now see the date. See the time difference. February 10th, 7 was the from the server. Now this is the time 13:18. That is 1 o'clock 18 minutes and 15 seconds. That is IST. This is in IST. This is in UTC. So all AWS servers follow the UTC time. You're getting it. That is 5.5 hours behind us. How many hours? 5.5 hours behind us. Okay, you just add 5 hours 30 minutes to this, you will get this time. Getting it? So these basics are very, very important if you are to be a cloud engineer. Only then you will be a successful cloud engineer. Okay, so now picture this. Okay, I will share you as well. Okay, and one more thing before I wind up, now all these subnets became public subnet. What it became? It became a public subnet. Why? Because it can connect to the public internet, or anyone from the public can reach to this subnet, which is now these are called public subnet. Okay, now tomorrow I am going to elaborate more on this, and we will see how to make a subnet private or public. Now in production there will be a requirement to make a subnet private. Okay, there will be some like database servers or some application server. They don't want the from anyone outside the internet to reach them, so those servers will be kept on private subnet, and the rest will be kept on public subnets. Okay, now tomorrow I will teach you. For today you have to practice this NSCL. What do you mean by NSCL? Security groups. You have to create an internet gateway and all those things. Okay, any doubts?
ಸರ್ ಒಂದು 2 minutes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮ್ಮರಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್.
1 minute.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಹಲೋ, ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್, ಹೇಳಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಹೌದು. ಹಾಂ ಸರ್, ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್, ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳಿ. ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಅದು ಇದು DBದು ನಾನು ರಾಜಶೇಖರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಸರ್? ಹಲೋ.